Yo, what is up, everybody? Back again. Y'all already know what
Nail,
it is.
play that shit.
Oh yeah!
Oh man, this man got the background.
You already know, man. Get that money, man. Get that money. Take to the house. Ain't no easy money. Easy money. Well, it should be easy money, but like
Look,
I
knock
said,
on wood, knock on wood.
Look at the rookies we drafted. We got Dean and we got Davis. Two from Florida. It doesn't get better than that shit.
yeah, put that shit up.
As Ricky Bobby said, if you ain't first,
You're
you're
last.
last.
Exactly.
Second place is at 2.
Definitely gonna make up for it.
Trust me. I need a sports podcast, man. I need it. One. Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to the I Need a Sports podcast. Y'all already know how this goes. Bryce, my dog Kim, and look who decided to join us today, man. Chris. He got a lot to get off his chest, man. We gonna get into some Cowboys talk. He's been having this holdover since this weekend's performance versus the Cardinals, but that'll be later in the episode. Of course, we got to give y'all the bet recap from this past week 3 of NFL football. A lot of good football, a lot of good bets. Another positive week for the boys at INISP. Round of applause for us, man. I told y'all, we're going to get y'all right after our week 1 letdown. So y'all haven't been telling the last 2 weeks. I don't know what to tell you because it's been free money. And I told y'all I posted prize picks on Twitter. Did that. One of them cash for $350. And you know what I'm saying? That's about $350. You can pay some bills with that if you felt like it. You can pay some insurance, groceries, man. Free money, dog, on the podcast, on the Twitter, on the socials. Everything. We got it here for y'all boys. But yeah, I'm gonna swing it to my dog Kim. Let him tell you about his first bet. We did get sold on a couple of them. That Packers one coming back from 17-0 in the fourth quarter's just nuts. But yeah, Kim, tell us how the bets went for you this past weekend.
Well, two of my team bets did not hit at all. Titans didn't come close whatsoever. The Browns just completely dogged them. I was completely wrong about the Browns. They look amazingly good right now. The Titans, man, I don't really know what's going on over there. Tannehill is obviously not getting it done. At some point, it's gonna be time for another quarterback change over there. I don't know when that happen. I don't know if they trust like Will Levis or
he was number 3.
Yeah, I know he's number 3. So
it's Willis, but I know they don't like him either.
So they don't like it. They shit out of luck, man. But yeah, I had him at plus 3.5. That obviously didn't hit. And then my next team bet, I took the Saints money line. I mean, it was pretty much close the whole game, pretty much. And then Derek Carr got pretty much knocked out of the game. Or I think around like the third quarter or whatever after a sack. Bryce sent that to me. I was in first instant, like first thought, I was like, oh, like that's easy, like a collarbone injury or something like that. Like I thought he broke it or something. But I mean, he kind of looked up, and he had like a AC.
Yeah, AC joint sprain. So it's just time, day to day, week to week, how he could tolerate the pain. But yeah, thank God, because I remember when I texted you, I was watching that one, and you seen him get ragdolled, and I always just wince when the quarterback falls hard on his shoulder because I'm like, that's always a collarbone, and he ain't get up, and you could just tell he was in so much pain. I was like, oh snap, like,
yeah,
this might be the Saints season, like. As of course, as we've said many times, we have the Saints winning the NFC South this year. So we're like, we need Derek Carr if that's going to happen, because I'm not sure about Jameis Winston. And sure enough, he was out for the game. In comes Jameis Winston. That offense, all they had to do is hold the ball a little longer on some drives or just get 3 points. And they couldn't even do that. And they finally, like we said, all they had to do was score 20, and they're gonna win the game. They only got to 17. Derek Carr goes out, and they lose 18-17. So
needed that 20. Needed that 20.
Yeah, another game. The Saints defense holds them the opposing team to under 20 points, and they still don't get it done. But hey, man, like I said, it's day to day. Hopefully, Derek Carr heal up. They got Tampa this week. Tampa coming off that bad loss to Philly Monday night. I'm still nervous for the Saints because I know Derek's more likely not playing this game at the very least. Yeah. I know that defense is going to be up for the task because they always are versus the Bucks. You know, Marshawn Lattimore versus Mike Evans is going to be a good matchup as always. But I just don't know if that offense is going to be able to hold up. And if they can't get 20 points, it might be another L. And then they got to fight their way back to, you know, the top of the division. It's still early, obviously, but like we want all the wins we can get so we can make this, you know, a comfortable win for them. But as for me on my team bets also didn't go good. And Chris, hold your breath. We're getting to you. Don't worry. But my two teasers both failed because they both had the Cowboys in it. One had them -4. One had them -4.5. Really, the crazy thing is, I was just betting the teasers, thinking like, I had Miami, Dallas, San Francisco one, Kansas City, Dallas, San Francisco on the other. I could have honestly just bet San Francisco, the Chiefs, and Miami all in the regular spread in a parlay, and I would have made so much bank off that. I could have. I don't know what the odds would have been, but I could have put Chiefs and Miami both win +30, and for some crazy odds, and that would hit because we won by 31. And then, as you know, if you watch football, I don't even know if you can call that an ass whooping. That's just straight up embarrassment. Man. 70 points Miami hung on Denver's head this past weekend. So yeah, and a 50-point win. But teasers both dropped, and then where we got our money at this week was the player props. Player props came to save the day. Like I said, got to follow us on socials. Some of the player props don't be out yet when we drop the episode for Thursday Night Football. We tweeted them out Friday and Saturday, and I think low key, did we sweep the player props, or was there one that missed?
Mine, Zay Flowers missed, and it was crazy. He should have had it.
His routes were. I sent you the route chart on Twitter earlier. They haven't running nothing but 3-yard slants and curls. Like, use him.
He basically a 5'9" tight end out there. That's how they using him.
That don't make no sense, bro.
Crazy, bro.
That pissed me off when I seen that because he was like 3 yards away. All he had to do was just run one post, one fade, and hit him. And the Ravens dropped that game too. Excuse me. And they're still 2-1, but it's like that's a game you should win. Mm-hmm. But you also need to keep the Bengals and other division teams back because now they're tied with Cleveland and Pittsburgh at 2-1, and then Cincy finally got their first dub. So yeah, that's definitely a bad loss for the Ravens. They're gonna have to turn it around, and they got Cleveland this week, which we just talked about that defense versus Tennessee. I think I read something like they've only allowed 4 snaps in the red zone this year. Like that is absolute. Yes, wow. That's insane.
That's insane. Yeah.
You got Myles Garrett, stepping and crossing over through the offensive line. I think this week, what was it? Tennessee was trying to shadow him with 2 tight ends, so he just kept moving side to side till they had to burn a timeout. Like, it's crazy what they're doing right now. But that'll definitely be one to watch. But yeah, tell us what player props did hit for you that helped you get positive on the weekend.
So I threw in Tank Dell at the end of the pretty much like that was on Sunday. Threw it in. His was over 38.5. He completely killed that. Had 145. My Texans are looking real well. CJ Stroud looking real good right now. I'm loving it. I think he's top 5 still in passing yards. He hasn't thrown an interception yet, which is insane right now.
Missing 4 linemen too, right?
Yes, missing 4 linemen.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So yeah, he's doing good. Tank Dell, he's getting more playing time. He should be at least like receiver 2 now, behind Nico. But the way we're using him is beautiful to see because we never really had like a like a down the field type of guy other than like Will Fuller. But Will Fuller wasn't. I mean, he was good, but he used to drop passes all the time. And another one I could think of is like Jacoby Jones. He was sometimey too. But Tank Dell, he went over. Then also Jordan Addison. Man, he's same thing with Tank Dell. He's getting more playing time each week. I know he's a rookie still, but his snap percentage is going up each and every week. And eventually he gonna move into that receiver 2 role. Once they learn that KJ Osborne is clearly not
receiver
better,
2.
yeah, clearly not receiver 2, whatever. But I had those 2 hit for me. And Zay Flowers, man, like you said, he was 3 off, literally 3 yards off.
3 off.
And he could have had it in overtime, but like on a 4th down or whateher, it was a clear,
it was a pass interference.
Yeah, pass interference.
But it shouldn't even come down to that if you Baltimore. So, but yeah, no. So 2-1 for Cam on the props, but it gets him the positive. I think it was like plus 0.49 units. A win is a win. That's money in the bank. So, like we said, we told y'all we coming for positive days. We staying on our word. As for me, I also benefited from Tank Dell. That touchdown catch is actually what put the over for me on CJ Stroud. I had him over 236.5 passing yards. I don't know if he threw for 300 this week, but he thrown for 300 the past 2 weeks. And then I think he finished with like 280 this week. So still really good. Like I said, missing 4 linemen, standing in the pocket, taking hits, still delivering dimes, beating the Ohio State quarterback allegations. Because right now with Justin Fields, Ohio State quarterbacks are in the gutter. Even though that's really not Justin Fields' fault I can speak to that a lot as they played my Chiefs this week. But yeah, CJ Stroud hit for me. Justin Jefferson anytime touchdown. I know you also had that one too.
Yeah, I had that one too.
We both had that one. That was a podcast special. I was scared because at first it was like Kirk Cousins was not throwing him the ball for whatever reason. And then he finally got a slant and broke free off the tackle and ran up the seam for a touchdown. Hit his gritty dance. I was like, thank God, Justin Jefferson, anytime touchdown. Finally, Patrick Mahomes, man, over 2.5 touchdowns. Finally, man, finally hit. The offense was finally back clicking in motion. I got scared because I knew if we played how we could versus the Bears, he wasn't playing the whole game. And sure enough, when we blew him out, he didn't play the 4th quarter at all. So I was like, he got 3 quarters to get this done. First possession of the game, we ran the ball, or actually, I think Jet caught a little flick pass, so that was 1 touchdown. But then the next possession, we gave it to Clyde on the 1. He ran it in. I was like, oh, now you want to do good, Clyde. And then Jeff McKinnon caught another touchdown pass to end it at half. So I'm like, okay, 2 touchdowns, 3rd quarter. It's 34-0 at halftime. So I'm like, dang, he might not even play the whole 3rd quarter at this rate, especially if we score this next drive. So he throws a touchdown pass like 60 yards to MVS. Let's go. Hi, that's it. We got it. Boom. Flag. Jawan Taylor, illegal formation because he's off the line. Wasn't even off the line. Greg Olsen went back and looked at it. He's like, yeah, that's a terrible call. Meanwhile, every offensive lineman in the league is doing it, and they're cracking down, but not on them, only on us. There's been 4 illegal formation calls on offensive tackles since they said they were going to crack down after week 1. 3 of them have went on Jawan Taylor, and just to even prove how BS it is, we subbed them out in the 3rd quarter, our first drive, and put in our backup, and they told him to line up the exact same as Jawan Taylor does, and they even told our left tackle, Donovan Smith, match him on the other side, see if the refs throw a flag. Mysteriously, no flags got thrown. So the NFL got to quit with the BS, man. They're trying to play the Chiefs. So we ended up punting that possession, get the ball back. Patrick Mahomes comes back on the field. I'm like, yeah, it's really now or never, because he'd already hurt his ankle to end the first half. So I'm like, they're going to get him out of here after this drive. So it's got to be now. Sure enough, gets the red zone, 3rd and goal. You already know what time it is, man. That boy, Travis Kelce. Yes, sir. Didn't even run the route that was called. Just broke it off. They got that connection. And you know he had to get a touchdown because Taylor Swift was in the stands, which every headline. Chiefs Kingdom. Swifties, we here, we locked in all year long, baby. We running it up. we got a whole band of new fans enjoying the kingdom, man. Swifties, I love y'all. You love Kelsey, I love y'all. That's all we need, man. So we got the power of Taylor Swift. You know, Travis Kelsey had to get in the end zone, third touchdown from Holmes. Was done with, and then subbed everybody out, ended up winning 41-10. And then my last two picks, Monday night, man. Okay. These ones both these picks literally came down to the last possession of the game, and they did not have to. Mike Evans over 4.5 receptions. Puka Nacua over 68.5 reception yards. Buccaneers started off first. I think it was the second play of the game. Baker rolls out Mike Evans wide open on a post route or a deep curl route, like 20 yards down the field. Drop. Then next possession, Mike Williams on fade, drop. Then he had a touchdown, drop. I'm like, oh my God, this man, Mike Evans, is really trying to sell. So going into the fourth quarter, Mike Evans is chilling at 2 receptions. Keep in mind, I just told you he dropped 3 easy receptions that Mike Evans makes. If he would have had those, he's already at 5. Bet his cash. We all good. We green. Then last possession of the game, as you know, garbage time. Baker Mayfield gives him a slant. Okay, that's 1 catch. Then he throws a crossing route down the middle. Mike Evans gets hit while he's in the air, grabs with one hand, catches that. I'm like, so you want to catch that, but you can't catch the one that's hitting you square in both hands. I'm like, whatever. I just need one more catch. So at this point, I'm in my kitchen eating. I got the Bengals game on that TV. I got my phone on the Bucks game. And so the action app that we track the bets on, it's ahead of the stream on my phone. And I know the Bucks are on the goal line at the 1, and they just got stuffed on the run. So I'm like, please throw it to Mike. Because the first and goal, they tried the fade route to him, didn't get it, ran it with Rachaad White next. He got stuffed. And I'm watching, and then the notification comes down on my phone. Mike Evans, 1-yard touchdown catch. I'm like, oh my God, he cashed. Let's go. Switch back to the Bengals-Rams game. Focus on that. It's the first half still. Puka's doing good. I think he had 4 catches for like 35 yards. So he already halfway there. And I'm thinking like first 2 weeks, he done set a record, 15 and like 12 catches. Like they're going to feed him the ball. Why did they not throw Puka the ball not one time the whole second half until the last play in garbage time? They threw a fade route to him for 37 yards, and he got it. And I was like, bro, what? I don't know what McVay was calling that game because it just seemed like everything he was doing was like the exact opposite of what he should have been doing, especially versus the Bengals who were struggling on offense. But thank the Lord, they both cashed. So I ended up going 5-0 on my player props. Missed the 2 teasers because of the Cowboys. And we're about to hear more about that because Chris has been sitting patiently waiting. I know he's got a fire burning inside of him. Last time you seen him on the pod, he told you take the spread for his Cowboys. It hit. This week he took the spread. It did not hit. They took an L. So we're going to swing it to Chris so he can give us a rant on, I'm sure it's Cowboys, but most importantly, the man who leads the Cowboys, who they pay $160 million to, QB1, Dak Prescott. The floor is yours, Chris. Go ahead. Headphone users, you might want to turn it down a couple notches. I don't know how this can go, but I'm excited to see, man.
No, I'm gonna do it like Stephen A. does it because it's just no point. You know, that energy could go towards something more positive, right? You can go to. I don't want to get riled up before bed. I want to sleep good tonight. I'm not gonna let this bother me. I've been a Cowboys fan all my life. I'm done. It's not happening anymore. But yeah, man, I'm gonna talk about Rain Dakota Prescott and Mike John McCarthy because they are the problems. They are the issue. Y'all want to take a guess how many times we've been in the red zone since the season started? Just take a guess. Just throw a number out there.
I want to say, ain't it like 17 times or something like that around there? And y'all have only like converted like 4.
So it's 15 times.
Ooh.
We've converted 6.
Okay.
But it's really 16 times. They don't count 1 because it was a 21-yard field goal. So really, it's really 16 times. So yeah, we're the 27th in the league when it comes to red zone offense. Whose fault is that? So at first I wanted to blame Dak, and I still do. But I think it's apparent that it is Mike McCarthy. He is the issue. He's the issue. I was reading a lot of articles and just looking at the way we played last year when we had Tony, we had Zeke, and we were able to mix it up. Tony typically he got those reception touchdowns right there in the end zone, whereas with Zeke we would just headbutt the ball in or whatever. And shoot, that last game against the Cards, not even the drive before Dak threw the pick, we were on first down. I want to say we ran the ball. Second, last time we ran the ball. Pollard got sacked, or not sacked, but he got tackled right behind the line of scrimmage. And then third down, obviously we threw the ball because what else are you gonna do? And I thought that was just so stupid to me. Because if I'm here in my room, my little hotel room, I ain't got 1 year of professional football experience under my belt. Why do I know y'all are finna pass the ball? You sat there and ran the ball twice, and I sound disappointed, don't I? I don't even sound angry.
Yeah,
I'm disappointed, bro. Like I'm extremely disappointed, bro. We were where were we? We were 1-5 in the red zone against the Cardinals, 2-6 against the Jets, and 3-5 against the Giants. Which on paper says 3-4, but that second one, that last one I'm adding is the field goal one when it was 21-20. So statistically, it's not the red zone, but I've been saying this even when the last time I was on the podcast. I said this. I said that Dak is not playing like he's supposed to play if we want to get anywhere in the postseason. And I said that our red zone offense was an issue. That last game, I'm thinking maybe we should just put Micah at the QB's position, bro. Because if you feel me, like Dak didn't show up for the first game or the second game, and I hate it. I hate it because he plays so well down the field. He'll get you from the 20-yard line to the other 20, but once he gets to that other 20, bro, everything stops. All his numbers look great. He has like one of the highest completion percentages in the league right now, bro. He's sitting at like 60-some% on his career, or a high 50 on his career. So it looks good on paper, but when you see it in person, for whatever reason, he gets to the 20-yard line and his ball's not up. And I have to imagine, like, I can't say it's just all Mike McCarthy, because then I'm watching Dak pushes all the way down the field. We on a lot of those red zone drives, when we get down there, we're running like double-digit plays, bro. Like we're 10, 11 plays down the field, hitting all those first downs, and as soon as we get to 20-yard line, nothing with it. So it's partially Mike, but then it's also Dak, because we've seen him nut up for all these years, and I've been trying to tell you this before the season even started, bro. He's not that guy, bro. He's not that guy. And I let you get my hopes up, and I'm pissed off about that. But I'm coming back to earth now. I've come back down to earth. You know, I watched Stephen A. talk about it this morning, and I've been watching him for years, you know, poop on my Cowboys, and I've come to the consensus that he's right. He's been right. He's going to always be right until he's wrong, bro. And that's just what it is. Now, on another note, which what people are using to kind of defend us, we ain't beat the Cardinals since like 2017. And before that, we only beat them in 2014. But each time we played them, other than this last game, they've outplayed us on the offensive side every single time. Like 60+ yards every single game. This last game, we had 416 offensive yards. They had 401. I think we're ranked like where are we ranked right now in rushing defense, bro? We're ranked number 25 in the league. We weren't that before that game. We allowed them to put 180 yards on our head in a half, bro. and now we're ranked number 25 in the league because of it. I don't know what it is about the Cardinals, but they just got our number. And now we play the Patriots next season, or not next season, next week. And we're gonna go against Bill Belichick, who's 5-1 against us his whole career. Mike McCarthy is 2-3 against the Patriots his whole career. We're gonna lose. If you put money on the Cowboys this week, do not do it, bro. You're gonna lose your money. We're not gonna bounce back. I just don't believe we're gonna bounce back and win this game. If we're gonna win this game, it's because the defense is gonna show up. And I can imagine that. But on the other end, our offensive line is just not where it's supposed to be at. And Dak is never going to be where he's supposed to be at. And they're going to keep using the offensive line as an excuse to do so. But honestly, at that point, if you know you don't got 3 guys on your line that are healthy that can play, which they're questionable right now, so obviously we're going to keep a lookout for that. But then you look at Mike McCarthy. If we lose this next game, I'm not going to blame Dak unless he throws 2 interceptions. If we lose the next game, it's on Mike McCarthy because like Adrian said in the group chat, he doesn't change. He doesn't change his play style for the opponent. He thinks what he does is going to work every single time. And with this team, you would think so. But that's just not how it's going to work, especially when we go against Belichick, who has our number. We're going to lose against Mac Jones.
That's where I give y'all hope. I think Mac Jones got the ability to give y'all the game. But
no, we have the ability to give him the
game. Well, honestly, I don't even think it's Mac Jones. It's what scares me is, like you said, y'all's rush defense. That's been y'all's one Achilles heel, and that's usually the Achilles heel of a great pass rush team. You run the ball at Michael Parsons, he's usually not good at defending it because his first instinct is just to rush upfield because he's trying to go kill the quarterback, and then you run right past his ear hole, and up the field you got a huge gap. And Patriots with Ramondre Stevenson, and then I'm sure you have Zeke probably hasn't been this motivated ever in his career.
He just had the best game of his Patriots career last week.
Yeah, and he's
80 yards rushing.
Yeah, so he'll definitely be ready to go. Is the game in Dallas too? Or is it in New England?
No.
Let me check. Because if it's in Dallas,
I
think it's in Dallas.
I think it is in Dallas. It is in Dallas. It is in Dallas.
Well, that's even worse for y'all. Zeke gonna be they gonna feed Zeke for sure. So
just the whole game.
This gonna have to be a game Dak, Dak needs to win this game. And I know that's the one problem that Cam always brings up is that Dak gets paid too much to not be able to go win the games that need to be won by the quarterback when your defense isn't having that great of a day. But it's going to have to be one of them games. Dak going to have to do something because I'm pretty sure you're going to get a heavy dose of Ramondre and Zeke, which means you're going to have to convert when you get into the red zone on the other end. But
the odds for the Cowboys is -300 with a -7 spread.
Yeah, I seen that.
Don't take the spread. Don't take the spread. Don't take the spread.
But it's kind of crazy that y'all getting ran all over because that game y'all got ran all over because then with y'all first round pick, y'all drafted Mozzie Smith dude, huh? And he was supposed to come in and help with the with the run deal or whatever. And I don't know, it's just crazy that
is that I know they had a linebacker that tore their ACL the first week of preseason. That's not him, is it?
No, that's Overshawn.
Okay, yeah,
from UT. But now Mozzie, he's from Michigan, and he was a really good run D guy, or whatever. And I don't know, I would have thought since they went out their way to go get him that he would have been the problem. I mean, he would have been the problem solver or whatever. But I don't know. I guess that's not the case.
Oh man, so Cowboys sold us. They sold America. They sold Chris's hope for the season 3 weeks in.
I never had any hope. I never had any hope. Week by week. I just take it week by week.
They proved Stephen A. Smith right.
But no, honestly, if you watch the Cardinals play, they honestly not that
They're not bad.
They're honestly really not that bad.
We gotta quit saying teams are liable to go 17.
Right?
We must be activating them. Last year we said Seattle was about to go 0-17. They beat Russell the first game. Cardinals, they lost the first 2 games, but they had a lead in the fourth quarter of every game they played in. They just choked the leads the first 2 games. And then this week they put it all together for a complete game, and they whooped the Cowboys' ass from start to finish.
Yep.
So yeah, Cardinals are a good team. So good that they finally had to make Josh Dobbs an actual jersey because he was in the team store. They didn't even have the man's jersey, and that's their starting quarterback right now.
I know he felt some type of way.
So yeah, Cardinals. On behalf of I Needed Sports Podcast, we apologize. I got a dub. Y'all are not going 0-17. And y'all look to be y'all be really competitive. I don't know how many wins it will translate to, but y'all won't be an easy out. It's not a cupcake game like the Chicago Bears are right now. So,
and I knew that going into the game too. Like I should have known better, and they should have known better, bro. You finna play a team that's 0-2 and you 2-0, and everybody hopping you up. They got nothing to lose. Yeah, they will kill themselves trying to win that game because nobody wants to start 0-3. I know for a fact. I could say as for experience, nobody wants to start 0-3 because I'm 0-3 in our fantasy league. Nobody wants to start 0-3, bro. It's not good. You do whatever you can to not start 0-3. I knew they was going to come in that game, and man.
Yeah, and that's the one fault I have with the team after the game, post game. I think Micah says something along the lines of we played down to the competition. And then Dak was saying like, "Oh, we knew like it's never going to be a perfect season in football. Like the media, y'all got what y'all wanted. But we knew that we wasn't going to win every game this year. Like, dude, it's week 3. Like you 2-0, you hyped up. You got arguably the best defense coming in. Like, what is going on? And it's just like, man, y'all." For one, Micah got to be better on his podcast. He need to stop running his mouth so much. Dak, you can't give that answer. Like, yeah, you probably won't have a perfect season, but we're talking about going 3-0 here. It'd be different if it was like y'all were 13-0 coming into the game and you dropped the game to the Cardinals, who were like 2-11 at the time. That's a different story. This is the 3rd week of football, and prior to coming up to the game, everybody's like, man, the Cowboys, this is the year. Like, they're the number 1 team in the league. They got the best defense. Offense is getting it together. They're not there yet, but they'll get it together. And then, in Cowboys fashion, they drop a dud that just makes you laugh, makes Skip Bayless go speechless. It just is what it is. So,
Bro, I'm gonna post that. That was like a 30-second video, right?
I thought my phone was broken. I was like, why is the volume not coming out anymore? Oh, snap. Did y'all see that?
Yeah.
Dang,
what just happened?
The power just flickered out. Is it storming? I know it's been storming on and off all day.
I don't know. I mean, your computer will go off.
So. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what that was.
Shoot. Y'all think Mike McCarthy gonna change the offense, bro?
Anybody in here with me? No, he not. He knows he's not.
He said anybody.
So y'all agree that we finna lose this weekend?
No, I honestly think y'all will be able to bounce back. It's just gonna be a tough game.
Yeah, it's gonna be close.
If we bounce back, though, it's not gonna be on Dak's shoulders. That's the thing. It's just gonna be the defense trying to,
No game will ever be on Dak Prescott's shoulders ever. No game ever. What are we saying here?
The offense. Maybe Tony Pollard if anybody could.
Yes, it will not be one game that will be on Dak Prescott, Dakota Prescott's shoulders. It'll be either the right game.
No. I almost hit my prize picks. I had Dak at 1.5 touchdowns, bro. He was the only one. The only one. He could not throw 2 touchdowns, bro.
Oh, man. That's tough. Yeah, so Cowboys just sold all across the board. It happens, man. It happens. Last year I watched my Chiefs.
It's going to happen again.
I'm dead. Hey, last year I watched my Chiefs lose to the Matt Ryan-led Colts in our 3rd game of the season, and at that point, everybody's like, oh, man, the Chiefs are really finished. No Tyreek Hill. So things can turn around. I know y'all are the Cowboys, so it's a little different. But don't lose all hope. Don't lose all hope.
They ain't got packed.
No, you go hold the hope for me, Mr. Super Bowl prediction. You go hold the hope for me.
Okay, well, let's talk about possibilities. And this segues into our next segment. If the Cowboys aren't who we thought they were, I know it's still early in the season, but we 3 weeks in. Is the NFC just a 2-team race between the 49ers and Eagles? Because if the Cowboys aren't, I'm not gonna say they're not a contender, but like if we're saying like with Dak they'll never make it for real, who else in the NFC is there to really worry about? After 3 weeks of this season, who Minnesota? They can put up 500 yards of offense before they'll put up 4 turnovers with it, and they'll not win. Even when you got Brandon Staley trying to handle the game, going forward on 4th and down from their own 21, and Kirk still can't get it in the end zone. You got the Giants who paid Daniel Jones all that money, and they're not going to be anything. You got the NFC South, who Carolina, it's just going to be a long season for them. Atlanta, it finally showed that, yeah, you got a lot of great skill players and you got no quarterback whatsoever, so you're not going to go anywhere. The Saints, as good as they are on defense, that offense is a struggle to put up 20 points, especially if you don't got Derek Carr. Baker Mayfield and the Bucks, while they might be, some fighters and don't make it a game, they're not real contenders as we see Monday night versus Philly. Who else is there even? I'm blanking. Commanders are 2-1, right. But you just watched them get smacked by Buffalo 37-3. Like, who else is in the NFC besides the Eagles and 49ers?
Y'all been saying it though. Y'all been saying the NFC is weak, bro. Ain't nobody here. Ain't nobody in the NFC that's really going. And
it's just crazy.
Super Bowl contender for real.
I don't
know. That could win it.
No, really, because I forgot who said it. I was watching. I think it was either Get Up or First Take on ESPN, and someone made a comment that the NFC is a real tough conference. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, y'all get to sit up here on TV, paid millions to say stupid shit. Like, there's nobody in the NFC there's nobody that a coach would lose sleep over besides Philly and San Francisco right now in the NFC, and the Cowboys, if their defense is on their absolute A game. That's about it. Everybody else is like, yeah, you're good, but do we expect you to really do anything? Nah, so we're not even gonna worry about it for real. And like, I'm to the point now. Or go ahead.
I was gonna say, it would have been Detroit and Minnesota. Detroit's 2-1, but kind of like a middle child. Like, we don't really care.
Yeah, we just hoping Detroit plays good enough to still make the playoffs. Like, they're 2-1, but they've looked suspect as well. They're giving up the most yards to tight ends in the league. So we actually just picked up Luke Musgrave in fantasy. Hopefully he goes off tomorrow, Thursday night for the Packers. But they still trying to figure out how to use Jahmyr Gibbs. They said before the season, we're going to use him in ways no one has seen. Come to find out, no one can see it because they won't use him. Like, what are we doing here? So I get they're going to be competitive, but I'm not worried about the Lions as of right now as a bona fide contender if they were Eagles or the 49ers. So I'm really to the point where if there's any hope for the Cowboys, they have to pray to God that however the playoff seeds fall, that San Francisco and Philly meet each other in the divisional and Philly beats San Francisco. Because as bad as Dak is, I've seen him be able to play good against Philly's defense time and time again when he plays it. San Francisco is that one kryptonite, and we'll get to see that week 5 to see if anything has changed in that matchup. But that's the Eagles are the one team where it's like, if the Cowboys had to face them, I could give them a fighting chance for real. So unless they don't see San Francisco in the divisional, they'll probably be done. And then it'll just be a repeat of last year. San Francisco, Philadelphia, depending on how the records shake out, but we'll decide who has home field advantage. And then they go from there. I just hope if we do get that matchup, I hope Brock Purdy stays healthy so there's no excuses from one side to the other on this one. But yeah, at this point, the NFC is a 2-man race. And everybody just fighting for the, I guess, satisfaction of, hey, we made the playoffs, hang the banner. 2023 playoffs. NFC, like, we won our division. We won the NFC South. Saints probably, or Tampa Bay. We won in the NFC North. Detroit, because the rest of the NFC North is completely terrible. Chicago, Like I said, we beat them 41-10. And I know people will say whatever they got to say about Justin Fields. I'm telling you, it's literal plays in that game where Justin Fields hiked the ball and our defensive line just walked into the backfield off rip, and he didn't even have any chance to look to his first read. And then the one time he did drop a dime down the field, like 50 yards to DJ Moore, he just dropped it straight up. And it's like, there's nothing he can do about that stuff. Yeah, and then funny enough, the next play he throws an interception after that. And it's like, this guy is just rotting away in Chicago. I still have belief he's a great talent, but yeah, they got to get a whole new coaching staff down there. So NFC is a completely terrible conference. It's literally just San Francisco, Philadelphia, Dallas at 3. Can they ever figure it out? We're not going to count on it, but maybe, possibly, God willing, they might figure it out one day. But that's it for the NFC. Like, I've been sitting here thinking about it all day since we wrote up the podcast topic. So I'm like, I cannot make myself believe anybody else can win the Super Bowl unless some freak injuries occur to San Francisco, Philly, or Dallas that ruins their season. Like, of course, we got the Diggs injury now for Dallas, but I don't think that'll necessarily – that defensive line, they still got them. But if Micah Parsons goes down, then it's like, well, yeah, they season for sure over with. But there's still a chance with
I will cry.
You probably wouldn't even watch football for the rest of the season, huh?
I'll probably upload a video of me crying on social media.
you and Skip, because I know Skip would do the same thing.
Skip would definitely cry.
Oh my God. No, yeah, knock on wood. Hopefully that doesn't happen. I'm tired of seeing all the injuries in the league. I mean, I know it's injuries every year, but it seems like the last few years the injuries just are piling up even more and more to the star players. It's kind of weird because it's like, yeah, people get injured every year, but has it ever been like this bad? I don't know.
It's been bad.
But yeah, man,
because usually they get up. It's like back in the day, they would just get up, but today they'd be like, "Oh no, my stomach hurt." I respect it, but I'm just saying, like, you seen the video I sent today? Like, they was all getting up, bro. Like, it don't matter. They was getting up.
They're taking them CTE collision hits.
Catch the energy.
Oh my God. Okay, AB. Okay, AB. Put that CTE on. Put that CTE on.
Oh man.
Oh man. But yeah, so NFC two team race. Cowboys on the outside looking in for now. Next topic, man. Gotta talk about Miami. My God. They literally have a track team at their skill positions. They put up 70 points this weekend, and they didn't even have Jalen Waddle. Devin, I'm hopefully saying this right. I believe he said he wants to pronounce Achan. People have been saying A-Chain, but
was A-Chain?
Yeah, that's what he said after the game. That's what he told reporters. Please, if you're gonna say my name, pronounce it A-Chan, not A-Chain. So, but 4 touchdowns.
Respect.
As the backup running back. I think he had like 51 fantasy points. Raheem Mostert.
Yeah.
Was it 3 or 4 for him as well or something? But he had like 55 points. 3. Tyreek. Tua did his thing. They remixed the little shuffle pass, made it a no-look, which was clean as hell. That's the best play so far this season. And I actually just was watching a clip from Tyreek's podcast on Twitter right before we started this. I guess the Miami captain literally told Mike McDaniels, we don't want to go for the record because we don't want any bad karma. Like, we don't want this happening to us. So we just nail the ball. Let's get out of here. We got 70. But they legit had a chance to set the NFL record with 73 points if they would have kicked the field goal at the end of the game. Like, I remember I had the game on because I had like the YouTube TV because I finally had to log on to my dad's YouTube TV for this weekend because we played on Fox primetime game, but Dallas is local, so they played the Dallas game on local TV. But I had the
that's crazy, bro. Then we had the Chiefs out here. I couldn't watch Dallas. I had to get a red streak or red, whatever it's called, bro.
You had to
Screen
go
knees.
red zone.
I was pissed.
That's
No,
crazy. In
screen knees.
Midland,
Had to watch
Texas,
screen knees, bro.
that's
Yes,
wild.
bro. They had the Chiefs on, not Dallas.
Well, at the same time, at least you didn't have to watch that game like the whole time. but but yeah, I had the multi-view game on, and then on my side TV, I had the Dolphins game. And once they had 35 at half, I just changed it to something else, and I was like, oh, this done with, this over with. And then I remember getting the notification on my phone that they had 69 points. I was like, what the heck? Like, what's going on over here? And then I clicked and they had 70. I was like, oh, so 69 was the touchdown. My God, 70 to 20. What is going on? And hey,
So crazy what I'm about to say.
Sean Payton deserved all this, all the smack he talked about
Oh
Nathaniel
man.
Hackett and how the team was so bad last year and he's going to do this and that. They literally look worse. They didn't look this bad last year. They didn't give up no 70 points. The offenses looked better, but defense was top 5 last year, I want to say. Now they look god awful. So something's not right over there in Denver. But as a Chiefs fan, this shit funny to me. I love it. I hope they keep getting their ass whooped. I really don't care. Let Russ cook. Let Sean Payton cook. If this is the results, keep them in the kitchen forever. I love it. But the question at hand is, with this Dolphins team, they got all this talent. They got Hill, Waddle, Mostert, even their wide receivers 3 and 4, Carcraft, Barrios, they're getting catches. Is this team from Miami right now the 99 Rams, where it was, the greatest show on turf, won the Super Bowl, prolific offense? Or is it the 98 Vikings, where they had all the numbers when they had, Randy Moss, Chris Carter, Dante Culpepper, made it to the playoffs and then dropped the dud, and then we never seen them again like that? Because this is the territory they're entering. Like, granted, or God willing, Tua stays healthy all season. If he does, he's gonna get probably, it could be the highest. I don't know, but it's gonna be at least top 3, top 4 quarterback contracts in the league right now. Because he's gonna deserve that, especially with the way he's playing if he ends up winning MVP, which he's on line to win right now. But they're gonna have to pay him. I'm pretty sure Waddle's contract is due. So they're going to start to lose pieces just by nature of cap space and all that, and they got a lot of stars. So this year, like, as good as they're playing, it's got to be Super Bowl now. And then, so can they keep this up? And do you think they can really do it at the end? Because, like I said a couple episodes ago, I wasn't surprised. Like, obviously, I didn't think Miami going to come out and score 70 points in the game. But I wasn't surprised that Miami's off to a hot start, because they always do this. It's the end of the year when the weather gets cold and they got to go on the road. That's when they have problems. So I'm still not completely sold on them until I see them win in November, December. But I would say they're the best team in football right now, hands down, with the way that offense is playing. So I want to kind of try to take a look into the future for y'all. And do y'all think Miami can win the Super Bowl this year? Or do you think they might come close and then fall short? And then do you see them, ever being able to get back to that point?
I think they definitely should be one of the favorites right now. If not one, maybe like 2 or 3 for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what they're doing right now is completely insane. Like you said, it's definitely a track team over there. The whole team is fast. From the offense to the linebackers that they have, to the corners and stuff like that. So I mean, right now, as right now, was this week 4 right now? They're looking like the favorite. They're looking like that this could be something that could be like something for the long term, whatever. But I think they can definitely win the Super Bowl this year. Now, will they make it happen? I don't know. It's all up to Tua or how he plays. We haven't really seen Tua be, that this type of caliber of a player in the playoffs or whatever. So I mean, it's gonna be something new to see. Even if they even make it, first of all, we don't know if we know. It's still kind of early. We don't know if they don't even make it or whatever. But like I said, right now, man, they looking like the favorites. Looking like they should win a Super Bowl. They definitely have the team to do it. They went out and got all these players. So I mean, and I know what Ramsey probably come back like in the year though. Probably not anytime soon.
Yeah, I mean, if they playing well, there's really no rush to bring him back, get him as healthy as possible. I think they said probably like week 9 or 10, I want to say maybe, is like projected when he first got the injury, but I don't know his updates now. He be on the sidelines, turn with them whenever they making plays, be moving around. So it's like he looked healthy. Obviously, he's still got a while to go, but yeah, they're tough, man. Also, it's funny to think about now. Because low key, Tua could force a new contract at this very moment. Like, this is the highest his stock will ever be. Because, like, he might not, he's not going to hold out. I don't even think he's that type of dude. But he can be like, hey, tell his agent, go back to the table with management, get my contract extension done. Because if something does happen to him, I'm knock on wood, I don't want anything to happen to him. But if something does happen to him, Miami's never going to give him a long-term deal, and he'll never secure that money. Mm-hmm. So he low-key need to secure it right now, just in case, and force Miami to pay him. And Miami need to pay him now because the price is only going to go up. Like, because if he do keep having the season and then he gets the MVP, then you really might have to like pay him a top 2, top 1 contract, just because it's always next man up in this league, and he's the premium position at quarterback. But I think Nick Wright said that a couple days ago on First Things First. And I was like, you're not wrong. Like, these owners are cheap and they quick to throw you away if, your health ain't up to par. And if Tua get another concussion, Miami's going to be like, well, we're never going to give you a long-term deal with $100-200 million if, you can't even, one concussion might knock you out for the year. So they've been looking great. Tua been staying healthy. Pay the man. Go ahead. You're going to have to eventually. And then you can figure out what else to do with the team, in the offseason. Because, like I said, I know Waddle's coming up. I know Tyreek obviously got his money. I want to say they got Ramsey's contract now. Xavier Howard. Their safety, I think he went to UT. I'm pretty sure, was it?
You talking about Deshaun Elliott?
Yeah. They gonna have, well, not him. Doesn't know. I think it's Holland or something. It might not have been. Yeah. He's young. His contract ain't up this year, but that's someone they would probably have to pay down the line. Devon Achane, the fact that they got him this year, he's on a rookie deal, so they might lose Mostert or some people in the running back room, but he's looking like he's a replacement in that Mike McDaniel's offense. He runs like a 4.28 or something. Yeah, he runs. I think honestly, as far as track time goes, like, because they all ran track when they're younger, he actually has the fastest 100 time on record, past Tyreek and Mostert, which is crazy.
Crazy.
I still think Tyreek is the fastest on the football field with pads on, but HN might be fast. For whatever reason, they all haven't raced yet at practice, which is like, man, quit being scary. Y'all all at practice, do it. Just so y'all could have been knocked that out. Like,
I seen somewhere he had the top speed in that game last game.
Oh yeah, so. he was moving. So
yeah, some of them highlights he was just running past dudes on their angles. You was thinking like, oh, they gonna get him on that angle, and he had just
right by.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's why I also think it was funny because people were like, oh, they didn't go for the field goal because they didn't want to humiliate them, or like, and then there's the other side of fans like, well, they ran up the score, that's wrong. It's like they put in their backups,
yeah,
and people like HM were still going for 70. They threw the ball to Robbie. Was it Robbie Chosen is his name?
His name, yeah.
He was on the practice squad up until like Wednesday when they declared Waddle out. And he caught like a 70, 80-yard bomb on Pat Surtain. I'm like, What more? What more do you want from them? Like they're not finna take a knee for the whole fourth quarter. They still gonna run plays. Stop them. Like if you don't want them to score, and so they completely embarrassed Denver. They are looking like they have the possibility to be the modern day greatest show on turf. And shoot, if Tua keep playing like this, he got to keep up the pace, obviously, which is hard over 17-game season. Like we said, cold weather, Tua is not the best, but as of right now, he's on pace, I believe, to throw for over 5,050 touchdowns, which would be he would be the fourth quarterback to ever do that. So, yeah, man, I think Tua needs to get paid. I think this Miami team is for real, but I still want to see him play in the winter and win there, actually make the playoffs and not fall off in the end as they always do. But
is their next game at home or is it in New York?
They're at Buffalo. So this
week
that's
going to be interesting.
It's a test. It's a test this week for sure. And that actually is our next topic. Our last topic for the podcast is some of the key games this week for week 4. And that was the first one on the list, funny enough. Bills versus Dolphins. AFC East bragging rights. Whoever wins this will take first place in the AFC East. And I believe they'll be first place in the AFC.
Yeah.
More likely because everybody has a loss as of right now besides Miami. So if Buffalo can win, they would be number 1 by default with tiebreakers and stuff like that. But like I said, it's not cold weather yet. That's usually the problem for Miami when they do play Buffalo these past several years because they've always played them later in the year. So it's always snowing and cold. They getting them right now in September, last week in September. So it might not be like Miami. It's not going to be Miami weather probably, but it's not cold down there for real yet. So the Buffalo Bills defenses look really good, but at the same time, they got to play Zach Wilson week 1. They just got 4 interceptions off of Sam Howell, which has them leading the league in takeaways now. And what was it? Week 2, they got to play Jimmy G in Las Vegas at home. So, I'm not too invested in all the defensive hype for Buffalo right now, but statistically, they've been playing really well. But they're going to get put to the test for sure. And then on the flip side, is Josh Allen then going to start forcing on his end, trying to keep up with the Dolphins, start throwing those arm punts down the field where it's like, Josh, why did you even throw that pass?
What's the point?
So, yeah, man, who y'all think comes out to win? I think Buffalo, as of right now, they're home. I think they're 3-point. It's 2.5 3-point favorites. It's been teetering back and forth all week, but Miami coming off a 70-point win. I know, obviously, they'll come down to earth. Like they're not. I don't think they could put up 72 easily. That would be absolutely nuts.
That'd be insane, yeah.
But I think they'll come back to earth, obviously. But yeah, Buffalo 2.5 favorites as of right now. Do you think Buffalo can get it done, or Miami takes it? Because if Miami takes it, then this is the same. Like most people think they're for real, but if they win this one, it's like, oh damn, like Miami is they're like that.
I want them to win. I think they probably would win. I would probably take the spread.
So you take Miami plus 2.5?
Yeah, I'd probably just take that. I'm scared to just bet straight out.
That's fair.
Because I don't think they're just gonna fold. They don't get whooped. You just scored 70 points.
Yeah, and then on the flip side, if Buffalo loses, that means Buffalo start out 0-2 for the division this year. And luckily for them, the Jets are struggling right now with Zach Wilson. The Patriots struggling, so they're not like in panic mode. But like if the Jets were to have Aaron Rodgers, they already beat them. Technically, Buffalo would be in jeopardy, but 7 playoff spots, I'm sure they'll still be good regardless of the outcome of this game. But I know they definitely want this one for home field advantage purposes that could come up later in the season for playoff time. And Miami, on the flip side, they want to get this done because they don't want to have to go to those cold states during playoff football and, possibly struggle because Tua's arm isn't the strongest in cold weather. So Who you got, Kim? Buffalo minus 2.5, Miami plus 2.5.
Man, this is a complete toss up. But if I had to guess, I would go with the Dolphins. Like I said, man, they look like the best team in the NFL right now. They look like Super Bowl caliber team right now. I think Tua gonna come out and and throw the ball around, but I think no one can really guard Tyreek like at all. So it's gonna be interesting
Mhm.
to see how. I'm pretty sure they're gonna try to put Trey White on him.
He gonna get cooked.
He gonna get cooked. And if Tyreek not eating, Waddle back, Waddle gonna cook whoever's on the other side. So it's gonna be very interesting to see. I can't wait for that game. That game gonna be good.
I'm really leaning Miami too, but at the same time, I just know if Buffalo wins this one and then Josh Allen has a good game, everybody gonna hop back on the
Oh
Josh
yeah,
Allen train. Like,
everybody
oh,
going.
this is what we're talking about. This is why, like, yeah, he has his bad games, but this is why he's the best quarterback in the league. It's like, oh, here we go
Shit.
again.
He had a good game. He had a good game this past weekend.
Versus Washington. Ooh.
Yeah.
But and like I said, his defense gifted him with 4 interceptions off Sam Howell. But yeah, man, I'm definitely gonna be tuned into that one. Can't wait. I might have a bet related to that game. I don't know. We usually, on these episodes, we give y'all our bets for the week. But this is why you gotta go follow us on the socials. We're actually not gonna give out any picks this week on this episode, unless do you have any Thursday night game picks, Kim? Or you stayed away from that?
I'm staying away for that one.
Yeah, I'm staying away too. So I know we have what we have planned that we talked about on the side. Just
Sure.
know we're not giving y'all the best this week, but we will tweet them out. But we got something special planned this weekend that y'all will get to see on next week's episode. So just stay tuned. We're doing something we've never done before. It's gonna be lit. Gonna put hop in my little editing skills bag. But yeah, not giving out any bets on this one. But I'm eyeing a few things on the Miami and Buffalo game. But we'll see. We'll see about that one. Next up on the marquee games list, as we talked about a little bit earlier, Patriots versus your Cowboys, Chris. Can the Cowboys bounce back? Zeke back in Dallas. Mac Jones just came out this week. He had another dirty play. He like cup checked Sauce Gardner for whatever reason. And just real weird to the point where even I think it's either Devin or Jason McCourty, former Patriots player, was like, yeah, he got to quit with all that BS. I know you said you don't think you guys will win, but right now, this very second, picking the game, you are 7-point favorites. I'm not saying you got to pick the spread, but do you think your Cowboys can get it done at home and bounce back after that pretty bad game last week?
I think they can. I just hate that the possibility of it is one-sided. I don't think that's good for any team when you only can depend on one side to win the game, especially considering that side was the side that kind of lost you the game. But you, like I said earlier, like they only lost us the game because we know our offense can't win us the game. So like that's why I kind of feel iffy about it. I think they're more likely to bounce back than the offense will be able to bounce back. So I mean, yeah, I think it's possible. It's just you're asking a lot from your defense. Like you're asking a lot. It's we've known it's been unfair, but I think that last game made it extremely apparent that it's extremely unfair how much you're asking for our defense because our offense can't produce.
That's fair. That's fair. What about you, Cam?
I think they
Cowboys or
can.
Patriots?
I think this is definitely a winnable game for the Cowboys. But just like the Dolphins and Bills game, I think this one's going to be a toss up too. So I can't really call it.
That's crazy.
I know it's crazy, but like,
We suck.
it's just like, bro, Mac Jones, he honestly hasn't really been looking that bad this year. But I think Bill will game manage him well into he probably won't throw more than 30 passes this game. And it's going to be pretty much just Ramondre Stevenson and Zeke just, running the ball a lot this game. Like both of them one might get 20 carries, the other one might get 15. So I think it's going to be like a very run heavy game for them. I think they're going to slow the game down pretty much. And then, like Chris was saying earlier, I mean, Bill going to make Dak think for sure. So I mean, Dak will have to be on his A game this game because I mean, eventually, he gonna have to throw the ball at some point in this game. And I just know Bill gonna be ready to scheme something up. So I don't know.
Gonna
Dak
kill him.
might I hope he don't throw 2 interceptions, but he might do it.
If the interception pump is a half point, taking it.
Might have to take it. Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, no.
Taking it.
But like I said, this is a very winnable game. If it's going back to my head, I'll take the Cowboys. So I do think the Cowboys are a better team, but I think it's a toss up.
That's fair. That's fair. For me, oh man, I guess I'm gonna have to, on behalf of Cowboys Nation, I'm gonna have to stand 10 toes down on what I've been saying. Tap, if you're listening, I'm not giving up hope. I think the Patriots cover the +7. I think it is a tough game. I think when it comes down to a crucial drive, I think Cowboys defense will be able to stuff. They just need to stuff New England's run on first and second down, get them into second and third and long, force the game into Mac Jones' hands. And I think Dak will be able to put together a drive to close out the game when they need it the most this weekend. They'll bounce back at home. I know it's going to be Bill Belichick. It's going to be tough. But last year, like I know this is obviously a new year, but last year Cowboys would drop a dud. The next week they would bounce back and whoop whoever's at. So I could even see them whooping New England's tail. But I don't think they will, but I could see it happen. Like I wouldn't be surprised if it did happen. But I got Dallas winning this one probably like a 24-20 or 27-23, something like that. And I think Dak and Mac Jones both probably throw an interception. I think Mac Jones probably throws multiple, or there's a strip sack in there as well. And then also, I want Dak to go back to using his legs just a little bit more. Like some of those red zone
good
trips.
Last game I used his legs.
Yeah, ever since he broke his leg, he's real hesitant to use them. But it's like some of these ones, if he doesn't hesitate and just goes and takes what the defense gives him, he can run them into the end zone or at least get it to the 1-2 yard line, and then you hand it off to Pollard or your backup running back and punch it in. So, but yeah, man, I'm not gonna lose complete faith. I said the Cowboys are going to the Super Bowl. I don't know about that, but it's for Week 4 versus the Patriots. I'm gonna roll with them. I think they bounce back, get the dub, and kind of silence some of the critics for the moment. Because right now they're super hot after that Cardinals game. If they drop this one versus Patriots, oh man, it's gonna be media's gonna have a ball with that one. But I think they get it done, like I said. And then last matchup, or a really good matchup to talk about on this episode, man. Ravens versus Brown. This one, the battle for who takes first place in the AFC North. I guess unless technically, I think if the Steelers beat your Texans this weekend and Cleveland were to win, I think the Steelers actually would be first place in the AFC North since they beat Cleveland. But let's say CJ Stroud and company upset the Steelers, on JJ Watt's ring ceremony day. Ravens Browns. Lamar company coming off that terrible game versus Indianapolis. Browns coming off a complete throttling of the Titans. Like I said, that defense is number 1 in the NFL right now. Only 4 red zone trips. Myles Garrett balling out of his mind. Still got Denzel Ward on the back end, locking down one side of the field. Do you think the Ravens can get it done, Cam? Can Lamar put something together and look more like the MVP Lamar from years past? Can they get Zay Flowers involved in something other than a curl or bubble screen? Mark Andrews, maybe they get Rashad Bateman or Odell back this weekend, but who knows? Even if they don't, you think the Ravens can pull this dub out, or are you scared for Lamar and company? Because this is at Cleveland too.
I know it's gonna be one of the tough ones. This gonna be like one of the games that they need to have. Like they're gonna have to come out strong this game and really put it on the Browns. It's another game. I feel like it's definitely a toss up. It go either way. I want to go Ravens because I had them making a crazy run this year, but like I said, I've been wrong about the Browns. They've been looking good. That defense been looking crazy good. Miles Garrett just looking unstoppable right now. I think I'm gonna go with the Browns in this game.
And Browns are 3-point favorites as the home team. So, home team usually always gets 3. That lets you know it's an even matchup. I think Deshaun Watson, he played decent last week. He still had that dumbass play where he was about to get sacked, so he tried to throw the ball backwards.
I don't know.
To Moore and
What
completely
was
missed.
that, bro?
I don't know, but it was just like, bro, what are you doing? Like, that's crazy. But besides that ridiculous play, he did play decent. He still doesn't look like Deshaun Watson, but
Yeah.
they got the job. Like you said, with that defense, he don't got to do much right now. He just has to take care of the ball. I'm tossed. I'm tied up on this one too. I want to go with Ravens just because I also think the Ravens, had them high coming into the season. I think Harbaugh will have them ready to go, even though I know the roster's dealing with injuries right now. But I think on the flip side, Cleveland, while their defense is playing great, I think Baltimore's defense can play great against Deshaun, mess him up a little bit. And then I think this weekend, the Ravens will make it into the red zone at least twice. Like, team just gotta make it. Teams haven't even made it into the red zone for real versus Cleveland. Like, I think Pittsburgh, that game, they didn't make it to the red zone. No, I said that on the podcast last week. That was one of the weird things about the game, and the fact that Pittsburgh was still able to win because the defense did everything right. It was the offense that sold them. But yeah, I'm not gonna say ML, but give me Ravens +3. I'm a roll with Lamar and company, and I think they bounce back. And then pass it to Chris.
No, I agree. Honestly, I would take the Ravens too. I think the Browns are still trying to probably find their footing. We've gotten a little. Like we saw with Pittsburgh. Like, I don't want to forget that. Like, that was a poop show. I'm trying to watch my language. Last week, I almost took that Titans +3.5 with Cam. I'm glad I didn't. But I think the Titans just suck. I think that's just what that is.
Sorry, Ashton.
Suck. So
they suck too.
yeah, it just sucks. So I'm not really too impressed by that dub. I think Lamar is a bit more established, obviously, on the offensive end of the ball. Like Bryce said, I think their defense is better. So I really wouldn't have second guess on that. I would chose the Ravens straight up.
Yeah, man. So those are primetime games we were going to touch. Like I said, got a special episode coming up next week, so stay tuned for that. Follow us on the socials, on Twitter or X, I guess as it's now called, at INISP pod, POD at the end. The link will be in the description. The link tree that has the links to all of our socials. We will tweet out official plays. Y'all get to see some of the surprise with the plays there. And yeah, man, that's another episode in the books. Hopefully, this week all our teams can pull out a dub. Maybe then next week we come back on the pod and have a happy Kumbaya podcast. Not a very disappointed Chris. We were Cowboys went away from that. Me and Cam feeling great after this weekend. It was just Chris. And then the week before that, it was Cam and his Texans. And week 1, it was my Chiefs completely dropping the ball, literally and figuratively. So maybe week 4 is the week that we all get it done and we come on a podcast happy that our teams, made our weekend a success. Because I know the joy of a weekend really just be riding on what your football team does on Sunday. Exactly. That can make or break your weekend right there. Yeah, and fantasy.
Bro, oh my God, I'm irritated, bro. I'm irritated.
If y'all don't know, and I'll try to post some of the standings and some of the awards from our fantasy league 3 weeks in. This week, Chris got least efficient manager because he just so happened to have Devon Achane and Sean Laporta on the bench. And you lost by like what 4 or 5 points or something like that.
Wow! No, I lost by like 20 points.
Okay.
Wow, you would have still
should have won. Yeah, still should have won.
But I think you would have put up the most points in the league too if that was the
I
case.
think it was 190 I could have put up.
I bet they starting this week.
Who's starting this? Yeah, they are starting this week.
Hey, on the side note, Laporta looked good. Like he looked like
Jared
I know, and
He's-
that's why, I just put him in my prize picks. I got him starting. I took Goddard out. Dallas Goddard from the Eagles. He been shit in the bed.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's about.
So,
Laporta
yeah.
looks
Must be
real
breaking up.
good.
I think he's like the first rookie tight end. Maybe not first, but something along the lines of one of the first tight ends. Each of his first 3 games, he's had 5+ receptions. I think this past week he was like at 8, targeted like 10 times by Goff. So he's easily becoming one of Goff's favorite targets. Reliable, good hands. I mean, it's them Iowa boys.
Hey, he's Iowa. Yep.
I don't know what it is.
That's tight end you, man.
Tight end you.
For sure.
So they definitely doing something right over there. But as always, we appreciate you if you tuned in all the way, listen through for the podcast. It's your INISP boys signing off, your favorite kids from the neighborhood, and we out.
I need it.